Hello friends, welcome to Del Soccer. My name is Filali Frank and this is News Daily where I serve you with all the major trending news in the last few hours. In today's edition, we're going to talk about Asante Kotoko, who have sacked a total of 18 players from the club. We'll go into details of that and I'll try to explain it and see what they did. We're also going to talk about former Black Stars player and Chelsea legend Michael Essien. He has been in the news. He has been in the news for quite some time now about the fact that he's broke. I have details and exclusive on what's actually happening to Michael Essien. And then we'll talk about baby Essien Asamoah Gyan. He has been honored by the people of Zanzibar. We'll talk about it, go into details of it, and then wrap up with some transfer news so far as Ghana and Black Stars players are concerned. So today is your first time here, please hit on the subscription button and let's build this community together. Without wasting much time, let's get straight into today's news. Great. So let's start from the camp of Asante Kotoko. Kotoko had a tough season. They were basically at a point battling for relegation, but some way somehow managed to finish above the 10th position, which is not the standard of the league. Obviously, they always want to win the league, but this season was not a great one. Both Kotoko and House of Folk. Season ends, and as usual, the team has to go through its basic and normal process. And guess what? They've sacked a total of 18 players. Yesterday, they posted 11, and today they added the rest. A total of 18 players are leaving the club, which includes Black Stars goalkeeper or someone who has been through the Ghana national teams. I'm talking about Danlad Ibrahim. So he's also out of the squad. The players that they have sacked, some are basically popular names that you are familiar with. So I'll try and mention some of them and their names. Some of them too, you may not know them, but Carlo Ratara, Nicolas Osebo, Isaac Opon, Augustine Japan, Nicolas Mensah, John Tedeku, Sharif Mohammed, the defender. Kotoko has two Sharif Mohammeds. George Mfege, Sege Eric Zeze, Danlad Ibrahim, Muse Pauti. And then this morning they sacked. Then today too they added the rest of players that they have sacked from the club. And if you look at the number of players that Kotoko has sacked from the team, 18 players, a total of 18 players have been announced that they are leaving the club. And my question is, do you know that this particular management or this particular head coach signed around 15 players into the team and he's sacking a total of 18 now? Guess what? Kotoko's registered a total of 31 players. So if 18 players are leaving the club, plus or minus, that's only 11 players left with the club. It's obvious that the Ugandan player will also leave. The striker will also leave. And that means there will be a point Kotoko will have only 10 players in the team. This means that Kotoko will now go back into the market. And guess what? They will sign another total of 10, minimum 10 to 15 players again. I don't know that there has ever been a football club in the world that's, apart from Chelsea, that don't know what they are doing with their life. And they have the luxury of resources and money to do whatever they want. I've never seen a club that has signed and sacked a total number of players more than 10 in a season. And the issue here is, it's not even about sacking and buying the players. The challenge here is about who and how they'll be able to get a team that can compete, obviously. And I was having this conversation with a friend that, you know what Kotoko is doing now? Look at Samatex and Swataman, Nations. Mention the top teams that performed well this season. They are going to build on last season, whilst Kotoko and House of Folk fight to manage themselves and even come back and compete. So what's the guarantee that these players that you have sacked will come back and be able to compete again? The players you have sacked, what's the guarantee that the ones you go and buy will be able to perform very well for the team? Some way. And unfortunately, I don't know the structure, but the head coach Ogum is part of the IMC, who happens to be the management committee. So the coach reports back to himself. And if you give any coach that chance, he will do what he wants. Coaches are like that. If you give them the chance, they will always go around and do what they feel is comfortable. I'm not saying Ogum is not a good coach. Obviously, he is a league winner. But coaches need help. That's why every club has a technical director. They need second opinion to help them make the right decisions. Someone who can give them pressure, because coaches and footballers work very well under pressure. Let's talk about another thing, which is Michael Essien. Michael Essien has been in the news that he's broke, and court has ordered that his 2 houses has to be auctioned because he can't pay. So Sadiq Adams tried to explain it, and I also did my digging and tried to explain what they mean by Michael Essien is broke. There's no way that a player, I'm not saying players cannot go broke, but Michael Essien played consistently in England for more than 5 years. A player that has played for such a long time in England, no matter how indisciplined the person is, it will be very difficult for them to go broke. So I knew that Essien wasn't broke, so I did some research and realized that. And then Sadiq Adams also came to confirm it, that Essien actually bought a mortgage, like took a mortgage to buy a house, 2 houses. And he's been paying but defaults the payments. And obviously, once you have default payments, you'll be forced to resell the house, and then your balance will be given to you, and then the owner of the building will also take their balance. So that's basically what has happened. So the court has ruled that they go and resell Michael Essien's property so that he can, like, the owner of the building can also get his share. And I think it's fair and it's good business, because mortgage is like loan. So you took a loan to buy a property. You just have to repay it small. If you can't repay it, nothing's spoiled. The only thing that happens is that the owner comes back for the building, they sell it and give you your property. And I understand that the other Ghanaian players that have gone through it. The only thing is the reputation damage. But Michael Essien, if you know Essien very, very well, he's a don't care guy. Asamoah, he's working in Northern and he doesn't even care. He's not even an active guy on social media. He comes to post once a while and he goes back to sleep. That's the guy. But honestly, I just felt he should have just come out, and he doesn't. Now he can't come and explain that it was mortgage and all that. No, he can't. But I think he should have sealed the thing in courts and just agreed to let it go down. People now speculating, how can Essien be broke? It's not possible. So Essien is not broke. Kotoko have sacked their players. Let's wrap up with another news about a Ghanaian. So let's wrap up with transfer news on Ebenezer Annan. Ebenezer Annan was part of the players that Otuado called. And one thing about the Black Stars is, if you get associated with it, it helps you as a local, as a Ghanaian footballer. So Ebenezer Annan has been signed by Rosa Brigade. You know, Usman Bukari was with them, and he left, and they've signed another Ghanaian player in the person of Ebenezer Annan. He has signed a 3-year contract with the team, which is subject to extension. Good news about Rosa Brigade is, at least you know that Europa League is assured, and you also stand a chance of winning the domestic league. So Europe is assured, and then you stand a chance of winning the domestic league. So we wish him the best of luck and pray for him. Another thing that we will talk about is Baby Jet. Baby Jet is in Zanzibar for a business meeting. He's doing very well for football development, and it's something that I like about him. Locally in Ghana, he's doing the all regional games, and then also he's in Zanzibar to look into partnership with the country, because Zanzibar is a very tourist-driven country. It's an island, and they are doing very well. Baby Jet visited their parliament, and he got special recognition. That's great for the national, the legend. I like Baby Jet. He's loved by everybody, especially in Africa and then around the world, because of what he did for Ghana and always at the World Cup. So that was all for today. We talked about Michael Essien, talked about commercial Asante Kotoko, we talked about Anan, and then Baby Jet. So let me know what you think about Kotoko. If you're a Kotoko fan, let me know what you also think about what the team is doing. But that's all for today. On to meet again. Bye-bye for now.